Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Odd Socks podcast, episode 2? I keep wanting to say it's 3, but episode 1 was episode 0. So it is technically episode 3, but it's episode 2.
It's got to be episode 2.
It is episode 2. I'm again joined by Judith. Jude, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm alright. I'm okay. It's not as cold this week. Last week we were fucking freezing, like we couldn't feel our toes. But this week the cold has gone. Annoyingly right before Christmas as well. So no snow, probably. There was like a spark of hope we all had when it started snowing, and we were like, oh, if this keeps up for Christmas, could get a white Christmas, and that'd be so good.
Yeah, we're not having a white Christmas.
Have you ever had one?
I feel like we did maybe like
Years ago.
10 years ago or
If
something.
we have, I don't remember it, like, at all. I've been, like, because obviously we're in London, and it never snows in London.
Yeah.
But it's been snowy up north, and they've had white Christmases, and I've been like, fuck, I really want to.
Yeah.
But I feel like...
Definitely not since either of us were in primary school.
No, definitely not. I've already lost what I was going to say. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. So, as of right now, we're recording on Christmas Eve. The first episode 1, hasn't gone out yet. I'm still editing it. I'm going to edit it after this. Hopefully should be out on Christmas Eve, so tomorrow. This one will come out, I'm going to say before, it's going to have to come out before New Year's Eve. Definitely. Or maybe I'll be edgy and like push it out on New Year's Day, as like a yearly recap. But basically what we're going to do, finally we're not doing a film episode.
Yeah.
Because I'm sick of talking about films for a little bit.
Already.
We're going to recap the year. We're going to talk about things that happened.
And what we were doing when they happened.
What we were doing when they happened, whether they were good or not. And to be fair, researching it, I say research, I watched a video on it and stole everything, so sorry. It was a pretty shit year, wasn't it? Like, I didn't have a good time.
I mean, I don't want to say it was a bad year because I got together with my girlfriend, but I mean, other than that, it's been kind of just like fine.
Yeah.
I've had better years.
We finished college.
Yeah.
So
I did quite enjoy college though.
But I feel like college, that final term after Christmas last year went really quick because it was all exams and we were just revising. And then as soon as we finished, life just slowed right down. Yeah, I was revising.
Yeah.
I actually did my work relatively.
Yeah.
Did like an hour a day. Yeah.
Fuck that, man.
Yeah, but you still passed though.
I did, yeah. And not even like a bad pass as well.
Yeah, it was like a
merit. It's like I was so happy with that.
That's like a B, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna get like a pass merit or something.
Yeah.
Oh, thank fuck.
I got A star. So.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a pretty smart guy sometimes when I want to be.
Shut up, dickhead.
Yeah, rough time. Well, okay, I've got a list here of things that happened in the year. If you remember anything else that happened in that month, then we'll talk about it. Also, we're going to try and remember the memes that were going on at the time, because I didn't research those. 1, because I forgot and couldn't be bothered. 2, because I'm going to say our meme knowledge is extensive enough that we'd remember roughly when these things happened.
Maybe from a few months
Maybe
ago.
from a few months ago, but we could be wrong. But I feel like these things will bring up memories of what was going on TikTok at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, January. This is the one we spoke just before we started about this. Molly May kicked off the year. Molly May is she won Love Island with Tommy Fury.
Not at the beginning of this year.
No. She last year she won it. Not
fuck off. It was 2021. There's no way.
Yeah. I must have.
What the hell? It has to have been like 2019.
I don't know when she won it. I don't watch Love Island. I'm not a nerd. I play Star Wars and shit. It's true. Like a real man. No, I don't know. I don't know when she won it, but yeah, she won it with Tommy Fury. And she was rich anyway.
I don't even think they won it. Molly May and
Oh,
Tommy
no,
Fury.
they came second, didn't they?
Amber and the Irish guy won it.
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't win it, but then if anything, that's nice because they didn't have to win it. They knew they loved each other.
Yeah.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm dissing Tommy Fury as if he wouldn't just batter me. Because he definitely listens to this. Tommy Fury, if you're listening to this, I want to fight you.
Don't know, mate. After a couple of points.
After a couple of Stellas, you know.
Couple of Stellas.
Bit of packy up me. Oh, yeah, don't do packy, don't worry. Yeah, so she basically, she was rich anyway. Grew up rich. Won Love Island, came second. So they got like a prize for that, I think. And then also from that, she got a bunch of like brand deals and sponsorships and whatever. So she got more money, and then she's now dating Tommy Fury, who has money anyway. So she's like, you know, big money moves, big money May. And she went on a podcast. I don't know, it wasn't this one, unfortunately.
Obviously.
Well, I mean,
this podcast hadn't even been conceived of yet.
Yeah, I had the idea, but I hadn't had the confidence to start it. She went on a podcast and they were talking about like motivation and how you should always strive to like better yourself and work really hard and do all this. And she basically said like, oh, we all have the same 24 hours in the day, so you should use that to like basically be as successful as you can, which is a bit rich from someone who like, doesn't do like conventional work. Like I wouldn't imagine Molly May being able to survive a shift
9 to 5.
Yeah, 9 to 5, or like a shift at Waitrose, like stacking shelves and shit for like 14 hours.
Yeah.
Like working behind a bar or something. Because shit's rough. Like hospitality is not great. I can't wait to be done with it.
Sucks.
But it is a life skill. Like, if you get good at hospitality, you can be good at anything, I think.
Do you think?
Yeah. I mean, you got to be able to, like, talk to people, throw yourselves into conversations.
Yeah, true.
You learn about, like... the best thing about hospitality is you create enemies with people who you wouldn't create enemies with either. Like, either way, like, I don't know, you might work in a coffee shop and your arch nemesis is now this regular who's like 52 and has 3 kids and a mortgage and you just don't like her for whatever reason, and you've built up this backstory. Like, in what other profession do you just not like people?
Yeah, true.
Like, it's ridiculous.
And if you work in a nice place, you might get someone famous come in.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you used to really like them and you're like, oh, fuck this guy.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you ever any famous people come to where you work or used to work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good few.
Can you name some names?
I don't know. Am I allowed? I don't know if I'm allowed.
Yeah.
I have to be allowed, surely.
Yeah.
AJ Tracy came in a couple of times. With his lady before she was Instagram official.
Right. Okay.
Apparently Peter Crouch has been in before, I think.
He's the tall footballer guy, right?
Yeah.
I say that as if I'm not an England fan, but
one of the an English manager came in one time. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Thomas Tuchel. Tuchel.
I have no idea who that is.
I think he's Chelsea manager.
I'm a plastic football fan.
I'm not a football fan at all.
I'm just about a football fan.
Reece James has come in a good few times.
I like a bit of Reece James.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Did
you like them? Like...
Somebody I know there. Overcharged one of the 3 people 60 quid one time.
I doubt they'd notice.
They didn't.
Yeah. 60 quid. That's like a fiver.
Yeah. This one like old boxer came in one time. I have no idea what his name was, but came in with his whole family. He was lovely actually. He was a really nice guy. Came in with his whole family, and he bought like 3 rounds of Hennessy XO.
Right.
Like shots, which is a 30 quid shot.
Wow.
On its own. And there was about 10 of them at the table. So
Jesus.
So what's that? 900 quid on shots alone.
Oh, almost $1,000 on. Jesus.
Yeah.
I had a guy.
Their bill was almost. I don't think I can say that actually. I won't say that.
Okay. I have a mate who he works in like a bike shop in town, and he served Harrison Ford.
Really?
Yeah, like because they were filming the new Indiana Jones film up in Manchester. Really? A couple of scenes, and they got the train down or whatever because he liked cycling and wanted to like cycle around Manchester and the countryside or whatever. So I went into the shop, and the funny thing is, he said he didn't notice it was him until he spotted his security guard just standing by the door and was like, I wonder why this guy's got a guy in shades like following him around. And then he clocked, and I was like, oh,
how do you not notice?
I know.
Harrison Ford?
I said to him, oh my god, you met Harrison Ford? And he was like, yeah. I was like, that's like, how is that? You've met Han Solo, and he was like, Yeah, he seemed alright.
Yeah.
I'm like, anyway.
Also, actually, what I will say is, there's an actress called Anna Friel, and saying that name, probably not a lot of people will know her, but have you ever seen Land of the Lost?
No, I don't know.
Oh, with Will Ferrell. She's in it. She's brilliant in it. She's gorgeous.
I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah, and she would always come in. She came in a good few times, and she would always come in with this guy who'd apparently climbed Mount Everest like 5 or 6 times or something. Just crazy.
Mad.
He has a movie about his life.
How we talk about films again?
Oh Jesus!
We're on film talk.
Oh no.
Anyway, look, Molly May. Gotta get back on it, otherwise this will go forever.
Oh shit.
Yeah, saying that we all have the same 24 hours, so you need to like be as successful as you can and like work really hard and make loads of money. And she's basically saying the fact that not everyone is like her in terms of like really rich as well, considering the fact we have the same amount of time to work as hard as each other, is like just poor from them. And basically saying if you're broke, fucking get on it, like do something about it, which is not very fair when you think about like the amount of people, especially in the UK, who are just living in abject poverty and do work like 16-hour shifts, but because of the way things are set up right now in the UK, which the government aren't doing very well, not to get political.
Fuck the government.
It's just, things aren't great. And it's a bit like, well, I'd like to see you, live on like £1 a day for a month or two or your life and see how you deal, even after doing like a 17-hour shift and then having to spend it all on like your kids and your house, and you have like 10 quid left over for food. Yeah. Like, good luck with that Miss May, who, can literally afford to buy anything she wants. So it's a bit poor from her. There was a big stir about it. I've got 2 cousins who are very very political and very like, I don't really care about politics. Like, I'll listen to it and be like, oh, fuck this, fuck that. But they really get into it, and then they'll post like a bunch of stuff on their social media and like, what are they called when you sign the thing, petitions. And they were kicking off about it, and I remember being there and just like, it's like we just started the year and something's already happened. Like, we just got out of 2021 and something's already happened. And then I thought, well, I mean, compared to everything else on this list, that's pretty tame. Yeah. That's what happened. Also in January, more about the government. Not to get political, because we don't want to do that here. But in the UK, which is where we are, it was discovered that the Conservative Party were holding like big parties in the houses and going against all the COVID regulations they had put in place, and just went against them completely, while the rest of the country was, couldn't see their family. And you think about like people who couldn't go and see their nan on their deathbed because they weren't allowed into hospital, and there's Boris in like doing coke in the toilet. And I was literally about to say, I'm pretty sure
that there was like drugs found there.
Of course, yeah.
Also, this is on topic. I've got 2 things to say. So, did you see the thing about Liz Truss recently? Yeah. That she had a party and there were drugs found at her house, which is funny. Don't like Liz Truss, bitch. Second one, is it illegal to not vote?
No.
Okay, great, because I don't.
Probably. Have you registered to vote?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
what thing is... Well, no, actually, no.
I haven't had a chance to vote yet. I mean, the one chance I did have like a couple of months ago, I just didn't. I just forgot. I remember all my family having a go at me because they were like, "Oh, like you're the part of the future. You're gonna, your decisions matter." And I'm like, I get that, but it's one like, I just turned 18 like 2 weeks ago when that election happened, and I was like, it's one election. Like, I'm sure I can skip out.
Yeah, people get mad at you when you say you don't vote. You don't vote because they're like, oh, you're wasting it. Like, it's such a waste if you don't do it. Like, why would I vote towards a government that I don't believe in?
Yeah, but then I think the argument is that then you should vote for the government that you do want to believe in and want to see in power.
I don't believe in any of any of them. None of them are good.
Because my parents were on me and they were like, yeah, you need to read up on their like manifestos and what they want to do.
None of them actually do what they say they're going to do, though. Yeah. Always. very few, if any, prime ministers have
Actually
delivered. In fact, I would say zero prime ministers have
You're
delivered
gonna go and say zero.
on everything in their manifesto,
Yeah.
unless it's very basic.
Yeah, like...
If I was going to vote for a party, I'd vote Green.
Fair enough.
Because they want to legalise the wacky backy.
I think Lib Dems want to do that as well.
Do they?
Yeah. They're like the middle ground between Tories and Labour, and I think both are too extreme, and Lib Dem is just like...
Safe.
But then, like, you know, I haven't done too much research into it, and Green Party seems pretty alright, seems pretty chill. Fun fact, Brighton is the only constituency to consistently vote in the Green Party every year.
Really?
Yeah, they're the only place that does it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That feels right.
Yeah, for Brighton. Brighton's a cool place. I want to go back to Brighton.
Love Brighton. I've been going there ever since I was like literally since the day I was born.
I love Brighton. But yeah, they have these big parties. Shit, basically. Not cool from them, not cool from Boris at all.
Yeah.
So kicked off the year poorly. February rolled around, the shortest month. It was then revealed, more bad news, Prince Andrew. He's a bit mad.
He's a nonce.
He's a bit of a nonce. He's dropping loose game on...
Was that only the beginning of this year?
Yeah.
You're joking.
But then it came up again later on because the Queen, like, paid a bunch of money for his trial to be dropped or something like that. I don't know how much it was, but she paid, like, millions of taxpayers' money for his trial just to be swept under the rug. Which is why
it's not even her fucking money.
Yeah, it's not her money. So... Well, she's not here anymore, so... Which we'll get back to. Because that's...
Yeah.
Yeah. The Prince Andrew thing happened, and then more things happened. Russia invaded the Ukraine for, like, no reason, apart from Vladimir Putin is a fucking menace and just awful.
Jesus, was that January?
February. I remember being in college for that. I remember, like, because at our college we had, like, a big TV in the canteen. I remember sitting, like, I don't know what I was doing, probably just, like, not my work. And then seeing it come up on the news and, like, the whole, like, canteen kind of just went, like, quiet. Everyone was just watching. And the guy on the TV was like, yeah, basically, it's not looking good. And we were all just like, oh, fuck. And I
couldn't believe that they did that.
I remember we had a big conversation in class about, like, if it came to it and they were, like, they wanted us to go and fight in the Ukraine, as, like, young men who were, like, 17, 18, 19, would we go? And we were having this big chat, and I feel like the room just filled with testosterone, and, like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course obviously, if I Vladimir Putin after 2 punches, I'll spark him out, mate. Break his fucking nose.
If I absolutely had to, I would. But if I had the choice, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, I remember my girlfriend being there and just rolling her eyes. And I spoke to her afterwards and she was like, you're such men. Like, you guys are all the same in terms of, like, just wanting to prove that you're big and strong. And I was like, yeah, probably right. But I remember it being a big political... Like, we probably sat in a circle and, like, had a chat about it. And our teacher was like, you should probably do your work. And we were like, no, we're going to discuss this.
You know, I almost went to the army instead of college.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You couldn't have a mullet in the army.
No. It was buzz, isn't it? You got to go buzz. So yeah, I almost went to the army. I kind of was like, I was about to do my application. Obviously, I was applying to colleges as well. I only really wanted to go to Isha, so
yeah.
I was like, if I don't get into Isha, I'll just go to the army.
Yeah. Fair. I was thinking about
and then
doing.
Go into college.
I was thinking about joining for next year. Thinking about joining the army.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of in that spot where I was just like, I really don't know what I want to do with myself, and then I thought I could just join the army, just fuck it, and just why not? Because nothing. But then I was like, well, I should probably have my outlet more creatively rather than killing people.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd start a podcast instead.
Well,
so.
I mean, I know I'm definitely not built for the army because Ellie's dad was in Afghanistan.
Right.
And he was telling me stories from it. Oh, mate.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Not good.
I think so fucked.
As well, like, it is massively romanticized. Like, you see videos of things going on and you're like, oh, that's cool, like, big explosions and all this. But imagine actually being there and, like, the stress. And then you hear stories about people, like, they're doing, like, a tour and they're just walking down a road and then a mine goes off and their mate of like, 6 years is just dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know how I'd cope if me and you joined the army and we were just, like, on patrol and then you just got shot. and
fucked,
and then you were
isn't
just
it?
gone, and then I'd have to live with that, like,
And you have to stay in the army.
and then I have to stay
that.
there and like drag your corpse back to like a medical tent or something. Like it's
It's messed
ropes.
up.
Yeah,
February also, I got COVID.
you got COVID.
I got COVID.
I think I got COVID in February as well.
Yeah.
I-
Me and Ellie got it. We both got it.
Did you isolate together or did you?
No.
No. Yeah. No, I tell you why I got COVID as well, because I got it. Oh no. Yeah, I got it like late January, like a knob. I'd gone like all of 2021 without getting it, having 3 scares, having to isolate for 2 weeks 3 times, miss like, you know, like 2/3 of my first year at college because of COVID, and then, oh, that was a good crack.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got it, and I was just like in my room, and my girlfriend's birthday was coming up, and she was saying, I'm gonna be so annoyed if you can't see me on my birthday. And I didn't come into college on her birthday because I wasn't allowed, but I went to do a PCR test, and then it came back like as college finished and was like, yeah, you're negative now. I was like, fuck. So like literally ran into town, grabbed like flowers, and I can't remember what I got her. I think I got her like her favorite album on vinyl, and was like, and just surprised her at her house. Just rocked up to the door and was like, hello, I'm negative. I can come in. Yeah, she was annoyed that I missed her birthday at college, and I was like, well,
I don't even think we did anything.
no.
Not at least not in class.
No, like, never did anything for anyone's birthday. We were like
Yeah.
really depressing in that sense. They have stories about other classes,
Yeah.
like buying cake and Haribos.
I was never in for my birthday.
Yeah.
Never
the
in
whole day
college. Yeah, no, it was just like we hadn't gone back to college yet
Oh shit!
because it was so early.
I had mine in college. I remember I dipped out. We had so on Fridays we had period 1 and 2. Then we had 4 free periods, so 4 hours of nothing, and then period 6. And I remember going to period 1 and 2, and then just said to Maya, I was just like, fuck this. I'm gonna go to Weatherspoons. And I went to Spoons and then met my sister there, and then went to see my nan. And we turned up at my nan's house, and she was like, oh, have you already had some birthday drinks? And I was sat in the corner like sipping water, like, yeah. I'm alright.
yeah, Grandma.
She tried to offer me like a beer that she bought for me to celebrate my birthday, and it was like 2 PM. I was like, no, because it will be ropes. It will be ropes. And then February we also had Storm Eunice, which like I don't think we got it too bad here where we are. I don't remember it like too. I remember people complaining like wheelie bins being blown over.
Yeah. Oh my god, I actually remember that. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I remember driving during one of the big.
Yeah. Could not do that.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Like driving to college during like Storm Eunice was
not good.
Oh, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
Because obviously I've got
Can't see anything as well.
Yeah.
It's pissing down with rain.
I've got a little shit box as well.
Yeah.
So I thought my car was about to blow over.
Yeah, fuck that. No, I mean, I also failed my driving test in February for the first time. I'm so annoyed about that. Still angry. I did mess up massively, but it wasn't really my fault, but it was. It's one of those.
But it's first time, so.
Oh, yeah,
don't know what
right.
that's
So
like.
how many minors did you get?
3.
3?
Yeah.
I got 11.
What?
Yeah,
You got 11?
I got 11 minors.
I think Ellie got like 1 or 2.
I got it because I drove too slowly. Because there's a lot of areas around where we are where there's no speed signs, and like locally, like near my house, it all used to be 30 miles an hour, and they've changed it now to 20. And I didn't know how far that change expanded out. So around these roads, I was going like 25, like looking at the guy, being like, "Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow?" And then he just snapped along this road and was like, "Just so you know, this is a 30 mile an hour road." And I was like, "Oh, thank God!" Like, but yeah, most of those were for driving too slow.
Yeah.
Weirdly, March happened. It was my birthday, beginning of March.
Yes. Let me see what I was doing in March.
I went clubbing for the first time.
Oh, I hate clubbing.
I hated it. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I had a really nice meal with my family at the pub. I was getting a bit boozy with the old man.
Yeah.
Seeing if I could outdrink him. I couldn't, and I still can't. And then I was with my girlfriend and her family, and she was like, "Oh, my mate's messaging me if we want to do anything." And I was like, "Oh, we could go clubbing." You know, we've had a few drinks, and you're like, "Yeah, I could do that.
What, with your dad?
No, like with my girlfriend and her mate.
Oh, right.
And then I thought like we go to like Prism, like locally, and it'd be a bit of a laugh, and it'd be shit or whatever. And then I got dragged up into Soho, and got to this club. Was literally there for like an hour, like just shimmy around in the corner, and then we left to get the last train home. We left at like 1 a.m, so quite early. And Maya's mate was like, "Nah, guys, if you want to do clubbing, it's all about the real clubbing experience. You got to stay till the sun comes up, like no sleep, just dancing and drinking." And we were like, "No, fuck that." Anyway, he ended up like on his own for the rest of the night, and then had to get a bus home, and got home at like 5 a.m. and got grounded for like 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. At the ripe age of 18, you got grounded.
That's so
Loses
funny.
ropes,
I
yeah.
haven't been grounded since I was like 16.
I
at
never got
least.
grounded.
You're so lucky.
I was a relatively good child, I think. I think I just waited until I could get away with things more.
Fair
Like
enough.
if I swore in front of my mum like 6 months ago, she'd have a go at me.
Oh, really?
But now I just swear lightly, and she just lets it slip. She's like, "Oh, whatever."
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I forgot to say in January, I got my cat. Look at him.
Oh, Bojangles.
Yeah, Mr.
Oh.
Bojangles. His full name is, his full unofficial name is, Bo, what is it? I always forget because I don't say it enough. It's Bo Dagger Bojangles.
Bojangles.
Yeah.
That's a sick name.
But they wouldn't let me do it officially, so
Officially.
according to the government, he's not called Dagger.
Bloody government with their pies and not letting us name our cats what they want.
Exactly.
What else happened? Oh yeah. Also, when I found this out, I was really surprised that this happened that long ago.
Mhm.
In March, Will Smith rocked Chris Rock.
That was March.
That was March.
Oh my god.
I thought that was later on, but
He
it
took
was
it like a champ though, he did.
Yeah. It was just funny. I remember seeing it. I was like, why would you do that? Like,
God, that's been like over 6 months now.
yeah. There's still memes about it as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was a funny joke as well. Like,
Yeah.
it was funny. You watch the clip and Will Smith's like laughing, and then his wife looks at him and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
look at this fucking guy."
I remember watching that though, and I was actually like shocked. I was
Mm.
like, "Oh my god, Will Smith, you fucking idiot!"
And then didn't he go on to win 2 Oscars anyway, or something like that? He won an Oscar anyway for something he did after the slap.
Yes, he did for the one about Serena and
Serena
Venus
Williams, yeah.
Williams' dad.
Yeah, mad.
That's a good film though. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Oh, it's good.
I don't watch films. You know this.
Yeah.
I'm too busy playing Red Dead again for the 3rd time.
Do you know I've been playing High on Life?
Is it actually any good?
It is actually good fun.
Okay.
There's some funny shits in it.
I do. I
I
can't
just
get
met
it
a
though, 'cause
guy
it's
called
not on
like
PlayStation.
Jeremiah Taint or something. Also in March, I found our storyboards that we did before the beginning of first year.
Oh god. Mine were awful. I did mine drunk. Like
Did
an
you?
idiot. I remember yeah, I remember like I did the first half of them
Mm-hmm.
during the day, and then I went out like a lad, and then I got back at like 2 a.m, and I thought they were due in the day after, but they weren't. They were due in like that morning, and I was like, shit. So I just sat with another beer and just scribbled, and you could see like they were actually like all right drawings, and then it was just like shambles, but I still got a distinction for it.
I'm trying to.
So-
So did I, to be fair. But I'm just trying to work out like what movie you did.
Oh, the biggest debate of all time, which I'm still undecided: Doors versus Wheels. Remember when that
Oh, are
was a
there
thing?
more doors or are there more wheels?
Yeah,
I think
wheels.
wheels. I think
Wheels.
I've always been a wheels
Yeah.
guy.
Not all houses have doors, but all cars have wheels.
No. That's
Yeah.
not right. All houses have doors.
Not all houses.
Most houses.
Think about like mud hut houses
Yeah,
don't
true.
have doors. Yeah, but
And in those like places where there are mud huts, they might have like bikes and stuff.
and they have wheels for carts and carriages and
Yeah.
there's got to be wheels. Like
Yeah.
things like this sofa used to have wheels on it. I took them off.
Did it?
Yeah. What else is
Yeah.
wheels?
Also, big lorries like 13 wheelers.
Yeah.
They've obviously got 13 wheels and like
Yeah, 3 doors.
Well, yeah, where you've got 2 doors, and then if you want to count the double door as 2 doors, then it's 4 doors, but still to 13
wheels.
And think about how many there are. I think it was proven as well. I think somebody proved it.
Well, think about like Lego, because they're technically the biggest tyre producer on the planet. Because they make the little rubber tyres, which I chewed on as a kid quite a lot, because I'm autistic.
Yeah, who didn't?
Yeah, everyone did. Yeah, there's got to be wheels, surely.
I would have to say wheels.
Yeah, I'm going to say wheels. I'm gonna go on there. If you think doors, you're wrong, and shut up, basically.
Yeah, and please go home.
Go home, leave. No, don't leave. Please, I need the watch time.
Yeah. Or, if you are at home, sit in the shower with it running, and just think about yourself.
Fully clothed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fully clothed.
Have a little cry.
Yeah, have a little whimper.
Think
because
about where it all went wrong for you to think that there are more doors in the world.
Yeah.
Than there are wheels.
Just sit in the shower like the little baby boy you are,
like
or girl.
Piss baby, piss boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Piss
and cum.
Piss person.
Are you going to shit your pants?
Yeah. What, are you going to shit your pants?
Maybe piss and cum. April, not a lot happened. All I've written down here is that the oil protests, like, proper kicked off. Like, people started gluing themselves to roads and shit.
Oh,
and...
fucking hell. Did you see the guy that, like, cemented his hand to road? Yeah. Like, it hardened around his hand and he can't get it off.
Yeah. So
like,
for those who didn't see it, basically, was it in Germany? Or Amsterdam?
I don't know. I could not tell you where it was.
Someone in mainland Europe, somewhere, like, he super glued his hand to the road, and they couldn't rip it off without, like, tearing his hand, like, off, or cutting his arm off. So they just cut around it, and now he just forever has a piece of, like, road attached to his hand. And they basically said they're just going to have to wait for the skin to grow, like, around it so they can pull it off.
Yeah.
Because, like, he can cut it, but no matter what, it's going to be stuck. So, yeah. But
he's a twat.
My thing with these oil protests is that they are really annoying. I understand why they're doing them, and some of them are really dumb, like blocking oil lorries, but the lorries are carrying cooking oil and stuff like that. And they're a massive inconvenience, and I get it. But they are working in the sense that we are sat here right now talking about it and discussing what's going on.
Yeah, we are calling them idiots.
They are idiots.
So...
I agree with, like, the message they're trying to send in that global warming bad, but maybe, you know, don't put your life or other lives at risk to send that message.
Yeah.
Yeah. May, the only thing I've got for May is that there was an MP called Neil Parish, who was caught watching pornographic material in the House of Commons.
This is in April?
Yeah.
God.
And his excuse was he was
I was horny.
No, that was just so damn bad.
Yeah.
This divorce has been rough, guys. Let me off. No, his excuse was he was looking at websites about tractors, and he came across a website with, like, a similar name, and clicked on it, and it turned out just to be a porn website.
And he kept... But the thing is, why did he keep...
why did he
keep
click
watching?
off? He should have just gone, oh, good heavens.
Yeah.
This is not what I expected to see when I clicked on extractors.com. What's it go?
I bet it was something like anal extractors.
Oh.
And it was like, is that the rear end of tractors? Sounds delicious.
Pipe cleaning kit. I need one of these for my tractors.
What's the one? I'm trying to think of the one. No, he goes on a website and he thinks, oh, who's Anna Linjector? Yeah. I've got a good few of those in the arsenal as well. I won't let them rip right now.
Injector. That's my next Kahoot name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anna Linjector. Oh, it's so good.
My girlfriend introduced her parents to Kahoot.
Oh,
and she
yeah.
got her mum to call herself Mike Cock or Mike Ock.
Oh, Mike Oxlong.
Yeah, Mike Oxlong. That's it. Yeah, or that was it, like Gabe Itch.
Oh yeah, Gabe Itch. I've got a whole list. Me and my mates have
Go on, the list of Kahoot names. Go
Yeah,
on.
well, no, me and my mates have a list called the Oddball List. There are just some weird names. Like, there's just weird ones like Rod Budgie. Doesn't mean anything. There's Go-Go Kanobo, Chorg Horndog. Just some weird ones. My personal favourite, Berg, in brackets, Nerg, Fergword. Look at number 25. That's his nickname, Nerg. Cornelius Hubert, creator of Pornhub.
Cornelius.
Yeah. Oh.
Doc
Doc McStuffins, that doctor bitch. I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah, you probably can. No one watched this anyway, it'll be fine.
Yeah, Count Olaf is on here. He's number 64. Mr. Wu, he was meant to teach me spinjitzu. Huge ass, there we go.
Huge ass, huge anus.
Yeah, Dixie Normus. Bend over. Haywood Jablomi.
Haywood.
So, first name Haywood, second name Jablomi. Barry McCockiner. Here we go, Anal Injector. Pedophile.
No, pedophile, that's it.
Oh, that's it. Vibrator. There's 146 names on this list.
Jesus.
Yeah. We had some fun.
Alright, let's move on to June. Because June we had the Platinum Jubilee for La Queen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She got older.
She got old. She aged.
Mm-hmm.
And then she stopped aging. She died.
You're right.
Yeah.
But not in June.
No, not in June, but the Platinum Jubilee was weird. Like, I love it. I love watching the news and stuff, or like talking to people about the royals, because I think especially a lot of people our age really just don't care. Like, I just don't really care at all. And I get, like, royal family, big part of British history, and is the reason we get so much tourism, and that's great and fine. But, like, the amount of scandals that are going on with them all the time are just, like, I don't know enough to say, like, oh, what has she ever done for us? Because she probably has done some stuff.
Yeah.
But I just, like...
You know she used to be a mechanic in the army?
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
I just think, personally, it's all a bit dated now, isn't it? Like, they don't have any power. I don't really care.
Spending my fucking money.
Actually,
I don't pay tax.
I don't pay tax either. Not that I avoid my tax.
Just don't earn enough.
Just don't earn enough money. Please give us a sponsorship, guys.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then we can start paying tax and contribute to society.
Yeah, like good people.
Yeah.
No, it was just so funny because some people went like all out and had like massive street parties, and we got like a day
celebrating? Off. Oh yeah, the Queen's dead.
No, not the death, the Jubilee.
Oh, the Jubilee.
Yeah,
God, I remember.
In June, she was still alive.
That was weird. I think that was just kind of an excuse for everyone to get together because it was kind of like COVID was still a bit like weird.
Yeah, COVID had kind of just like sort of come to an end, and it was getting really warm, and we got a bank holiday for it, so it was just a bit of an excuse to like go out. I think. Yeah.
End of June, I went on holiday to Kavos. It was actually good fun.
Nice.
It was gross, but it was good fun.
Gross? What do you mean? Like, just not hygienic?
Yeah.
Did you shower?
Oh, no, I did. I showered every day.
Okay. Good.
Sometimes twice a day. Whenever I went in the sea.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Or necking on with a bird. Kidding, I've got a girlfriend. I would fucking
Was it
not
your
do that.
girlfriend you were necking on with?
She didn't come.
Oh. That's holiday.
Well,
that's never
not
good.
Even. Some of our girl mates were there. But she just hadn't been my girlfriend for long enough for people to. She wasn't accepted yet.
Right, fair enough.
That's probably not true, but like, she just didn't come.
Fair. Oh yeah. Also, in June, the Johnny Depp trial ended.
Really?
Yeah.
God, that was ages ago, wasn't it?
Which I'm still like super conflicted about that, because I think on one side it shows that abuse also does happen to men, and we should be able to speak up about it when it does happen.
Mm-hmm.
But then also it shows that if you are a woman who gets abused by a man who has like status and power, then you've got no chance. Basically,
I see where you're coming from. I
don't know enough about it to like say who was in the right and who was in the wrong, and I get the sense that they both kind of abuse each other as much as like I could be wrong. I don't know. But...
Yeah, the only reason I would say lean towards more so Johnny Depp is innocent is because of the accounts from women in his past relationships, and from what I know, nothing particularly traumatic happened to like sort of trigger him to do that. That they know of. That's a good point. But it would have. I think it would have been brought up in the trial if there was anything like that to say that he wasn't of sound mind.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What else happened? The meme of that month, or one of the memes of that month, was the do you remember? Boothie, 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 baba dabba dabba, boothie, 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 baba dabba dabba, boothie, 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 baba dabba dabba.
That was so shit. I hated that. That was such a shit meme.
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
Nah, just dumb, just dumb. Getting like slimy emo boys doing it like anime kids. Yeah.
I thought it was so funny because they're doing it all seriously. They're making that like
yeah, they're taking it so
super
seriously.
Expressive facial expressions, and people are just making fun of them for it.
I hate it. I didn't see much of those. I think I saw 2, and I think on TikTok when you're swiping and it will come up with like, oh, did you enjoy this video? And it like, why are you swiping away so quick? And I just clicked hated it. Like,
yeah,
they annoyed me. Also, big thing happened in June in the US. Abortion became illegal, like in a bunch of states.
That's fucking. I remember that happening.
Yeah.
I thought that was crazy. Yeah. Like, shit's going back to like.
It's ridiculous.
Like the 50s. Do you know what I mean?
So shit.
That is. I thought that was absolutely insane.
I remember my sister, because she's doing a year abroad out there in the moment in one of the states where it is illegal, and I remember having a chat with her, and she was like planning to go in like 2 months, and she was like, I might have to call it off, like, because
like, is she worried about getting pregnant?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Like, apparently she's got game. I don't believe it, but
a little bit loosey goosey.
But like, if she did get pregnant, then she would have to come home to get an abortion, which is like, you don't want to like tell your parents and be like, by the way.
Also, flight to America and back from America, very expensive.
I'm going next year out to see her. Going in April, doing a road trip with my parents.
I was gonna go. My uncle was gonna pay and fly me out to go see him if Harry Kane was one of the top 3 goal scorers.
And he wasn't.
Fucking wasn't.
I shouldn't have missed that pen.
Twat.
What else happened? But yeah, that's obviously horrific and not good. And something needs to be done, and someone has to intervene, I think. Seriously intervene, yeah.
Something's going on. Something's weird about America. I don't think they're real. I don't think
Americans are real. No, I was saying to my sister, I'm so excited to go over and see what it's actually like, because I grew up watching everything American.
Yeah.
Like, everything and anything on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network is all American. And I'm thinking, like, I wonder, is it actually like that? Like, and you think about, like, you watch shows about American high school, and they're playing, like, 15, 14-year-olds. These actors are, like, in their 20s. And as a child, I didn't know this. So I'm just there assuming that, like, everyone in high school in America is, like, fucking wedge and tall and hairy and scary looking. Whereas I'm rocking up to school when I'm 15 and I look like I'm 7, like, covered in spots and braces, talking about Pokemon. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I think America is only here for the rest of the world's, like, enjoyment. Or, like, no, just to laugh at, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No offense to anyone from America who's listening. Not you guys. You guys are alright.
Yeah. I really can't believe that they made abortion illegal in so many states.
Yeah.
I think that is crazy. But, like, I don't get why. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like, it's not your child. If you don't like abortion, don't abort.
Yeah. It's like, it's people's choice. Like, if they don't want to have a kid, okay.
Stop forcing your views on other people. Do you know what I mean? It's the same with... I can't believe it took so long for, like, a gay marriage to be
gay
legalized.
marriage came legal, 2004, the year we were born?
Yeah.
And, like...
2003 for me.
Oh, shut up. But it's like, that's mad. Like, why? Yeah. And also as well, because, like, a lot of it is because Western countries are very religious in terms of Christianity, and but I think the progress that's been made in terms of, like, Christians generally now are a lot more accepting and a lot more, like open to a lot of stuff. I could be wrong. I could be challenged.
No, I
out my arse,
I
but
think you are right. I think maybe not for the most part, but definitely there is a lot more acceptance
yeah.
among like Christian people with
I
all
remember
that all types of different stuff. Do you know what I mean? People are being more open.
we had a Christian kid in our class,
Hmm.
and I remember finding out he was Christian, and then I was like, shit, all my jokes I was gonna make out the window. He was actually really nice. We went, me, him, and my girlfriend and another guy. We volunteered at this like local film festival,
Oh yeah.
and then we went to get Mackies afterwards. And on the screen where it says like, do you want to like round it up to like 10p and donate it to charity? And he was like, yeah, I'll do that. And I was like, you're the first person I've ever met actually do that purposefully.
Yeah.
But fair play to him.
Also, I was just gonna say, when I retire, I'm gonna become Buddhist.
You're gonna become Buddhist when you retire.
Yeah.
Why not now?
Well, because I need to make money first.
But isn't the idea of Buddhism that
Exactly.
so?
But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make money, so
Yeah.
I can fly out there, and I can
Out
leave.
to where?
So I can
Where do you live? You don't know where Buddhism originates.
Tibet.
Yeah.
Tibet. It is Tibet because they're called Tibetan monks. I'm gonna leave all my money behind with my family that I've built. I'm gonna leave them behind for the rest of my life and
just go
shave my head, be a Buddhist monk
and sit in silence for
yeah,
years.
Basically, yeah. I've actually thought about taking like a vow of like a what is it? Is it a vow of silence?
Yeah.
When I retire, because I feel like it's a very peaceful life. Do you know what I mean? So stress free. You've had all the stress throughout your life, and then from that point on, you can just
but then also
relax until you die.
You wouldn't. I would just get bored. Like I can relax and do nothing to a degree, but then I'm like, okay, I need to do something, whether that's like working or like playing PlayStation.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not like you're doing nothing. You are doing stuff. Like there's obviously stuff that you've got to do around the temple. You know.
Yeah.
Like I think you've got like daily duties and stuff. And then when you become like high enough level, you teach younger up and coming monks.
I was listening to a guy talk
or at least go there. I would like to go to Tibet for a year.
Go to Tibet.
I'd live there for like a year, see how they do it, and then I can just live like a peaceful life.
You can you can like, I don't know if you pay. Obviously, I think you pay for it, but you go and live with monks for like a month, and you live like their way of life.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know where it is though or what you do, but
I would do that for a year.
I couldn't do it for a year.
I could.
I like the internet too much.
Yeah, so do I. But I feel like I could. I feel like I really think I could. Like if that's what's happening, I feel like I really could do it for a year.
Yeah, I feel like if I had nothing else going on and I was like, okay, I'll do it as an experience. Yeah.
Maybe if everyone in my family dies, if everyone in my family dies, then I'd do it for the rest of my life.
Do you know what's ironic?
I go for a month, see how it is. Maybe I'll go back for another month and then 10 more after that.
Do you know what's ironic?
What?
My dog, her breed's Tibetan Terrier.
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically bred to be guard dogs of the monasteries in Tibet.
Your dog is not guarding anything.
No, they're not. They're not guard dogs. They're alarm dogs. That's why she barks so loud.
Oh, okay.
The thing is that so obviously because it's obviously fucking cold in Tibet. I don't know if you guys know. Have you played Uncharted 2?
Almost broke your guitar again.
That's fine.
I haven't.
So they're meant to have like really long, thick coats, and also it gets matted, so you're meant to brush it. My dog is just a fucking fiend and just hates everything, so she won't let us like brush her hair when it gets long. So we just have to keep it short. So this is why she looks like such a little rat all the time. And when it was snowing last week, me and Dad were joking. We were like, "Oh, you know, she's gonna be in her natural habitat, like the cold, the snow, like she's gonna love it." I tried to take her out on a walk, and she put a paw she stopped. She saw the snow and she stopped. She sniffed it, and she really slowly lifted her paw up and put it down. I went like this. She went and lifted it, and then just sat down and turned around.
Yeah.
She wouldn't walk on the snow. I was like, "You're literally meant to be bred to do this. What the fuck? This is your one chance to like."
She's lived too pampered a
I
lifestyle.
was like, you can like connect with your ancestry and do your job and like be in the cold and not wear like a weird fucking coat like the rest of these other dogs.
I wonder if when your dog is barking, because like she's old now, isn't she? I wonder if when she's barking, she's going, "Kill me."
Oh God.
Kill me.
Don't say that.
No.
What? She's
I just
die
think
soon.
Yeah, I just think
She's
when my first cat like was on his last legs, I feel like whenever he meowed, he was just going, "Kill me, kill me."
Do you know what I wonder? Because my dog is completely deaf now. I wonder if she could actually hear herself bark.
I feel like she might get like echoes and stuff,
echo.
like where it like rattles around her head.
Maybe that's why she's so loud and annoying with it, because she thinks she's going like, but out loud
She can't hear
she's
it.
going like
Yeah.
that. Like, that was fucking loud. Sorry.
That was really loud. It almost made me jump.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that. We're on July now. Big July time. It was really hot for a long time.
Yeah, I was still on holiday in the beginning of the month.
I think I was on holiday. I think maybe I was in Crete. I could be wrong. But yeah, I was in Crete when it hit like 40 degrees. And I'm lucky I missed that. Because it was like 35 every day in Crete, and it was sick. And just like, this is my thing when you go on like a family holiday to like Crete or like Greece or somewhere in Turkey.
Did you hear that?
That's a firework.
Oh my god!
We're not in ends, Jude.
Fucking
don't worry about it.
Bomb.
But like, because I went with my girlfriend and her family, and we would just sleep in until like midday, get up, go beach, come home, stay up until like 1, 2 in the morning, and then go to sleep, which is pretty standard. And then her parents were like, "You guys are missing the holiday. Like, you're missing the day. Like, you guys need to get up at like 10 or something like that." And I was saying to them, well, you guys are getting up at 10, and then you'll sit and like read a book or watch YouTube for like 2 hours, but then between like 1 and 2, it's so hot you can't go outside, so you just go back to bed. So all I'm doing is I'm skipping the boring bit of the day where I would read or play my Switch for 2 hours and just sleeping through it. Like, it's not that deep. And also it's nicer because then I can be awake longer at night when it's cool and I can walk around. And also the stars, because there's like hardly any air pollution in like on small islands like that. The stars are so like clear, you can see absolutely everything. I'd rather like spend 2 hours like out at night looking up at the sky and pointing out constellations and be like, and that one's a bird, that was a crab, than like reading the scorching heat for 2 hours.
Yeah, I feel like recently I saw the Big Dipper somewhere. I say recently. It's probably a good few months ago. I saw the Big Dipper somewhere.
Big Dipper's the easiest one to point out.
Because it looks like a saucepan, doesn't it?
That's why, have you watched Gravity Falls?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Dipper's got it on his head.
Does he?
That's why it's called Dipper, because he's got a birthmark of it on his forehead.
Oh.
That's why he wears the hat all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that show. Great show. July, Bozza resigned.
Thank
Stepped down.
God.
Thank God. The knob.
He was funny, but he's a twat.
He had memes. I give him that. He gave us memes, but nothing else.
He resigned because of the party, didn't he?
Yeah, and probably a bunch of other stuff that he fucks up.
Yeah.
Also, massively, the England women's team won the Euros.
Fair play.
Which was like massive.
Yeah.
And huge. Yeah, love it. Love to see it. The girls brought it home.
Someone had to.
If the men won't do it, put the wife to work. You know what I mean? No, I probably can't.
That's what they did in the war.
What I do find sad is that, like, you look at, because Argentina just won the World Cup, and you look at like the street celebrations they had in Argentina, it was fucking massive. And then you look at you think about like, oh, imagine if England won it, how fucking massive would that sesh be if England won the World Cup? And then you look at the England women winning the Euros.
You wouldn't be able to go anywhere.
No, I wouldn't be able to leave my house.
Yeah.
I'd be too scared from John down the road with his Chelsea tattoo. And Stella. My dog's barking. Shut up. But yeah, you look at the celebrations.
I think she heard you. She replied to you.
She's replying to my...
Fuck off then. That's what she said.
Kill me.
Yeah.
But I think like there was like hardly any big celebrations for the women winning it. Like there was that thing in Trafalgar Square. Had a bit of a party there, but there were no like big massive, which I think is a bit sad because it's huge.
Yeah.
But we move. August. The only thing I've got for August is that it was the driest period in the UK since 1966, which that year could be wrong.
It was hot though.
It was fucking scorching. It was also the driest period for me because I got no game. No, I'm joking. I have a girlfriend, so it's fine. Every day. Yeah, nothing happened. I remember because I play cricket. I'm a cricket man. That was fucking awful.
You twat.
Like,
those games last far too long.
Standing out in a field for like 6 hours in that heat, and a lot of the pitches I play on have no shade at all. So even when you're not playing, you're sitting on the grass and you're just dying. Like, September. Oh no, also August we finished college as well.
Yeah.
I had my last exam.
It wasn't August.
It was July.
No, it was July that we finished.
I had my last exam on the 6th.
August I went to Reading.
Yeah.
Shit this year.
Yeah, I can't be asked for festivals. I want
to go boardies, but
I want to go boardies so bad. I feel like it seems like a tame, like it's a bit more tame. Like Reading's just 16, 17-year-olds like fucking about.
Yeah.
September.
My birthday, I turned 19.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, you're old.
Yeah.
Yeah. September. I went to France. No, I went to France in August. I know I'm saying that. Liz Truss, she resigned after like 4 weeks of being Prime Minister.
Yeah, she was like the shortest serving Prime Minister.
Riz Truss.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was shit. She was so annoying. And then she wrote a book about it.
She wrote a book about her 4 weeks in.
I don't understand how you write like it's got to be like just a page for it every day because she did nothing.
And... she definitely had a cup. She's definitely been on Hustlers University.
Yeah. The Queen died in September.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah. What did you think? Steady on.
Oh.
I thought you said you were 19.
Yeah.
What did you think when she died?
I was like, oh, that's sad.
Yeah. I was kind of like, I understand why people were upset because she's obviously like a big part of history and whatever.
She's not my grandma though.
Yeah, like, and she was.
That sounds really awful.
No, but it's true. Like, she's not my nan, and also she was like 96. Like, she was fucking old. Like, she was.
I think
gonna
like,
die.
If you weren't expecting it, you're an idiot.
Yeah, I was expecting it.
She was old. She lived a good long life. Yeah. You know. I'd love to. What was 96? She lived to.
Yeah,
I'd love to live to 96.
Really, I won't. I'll probably like overdose on something, just get lung cancer. But yeah.
Realistically, she was only in this. This is what I've heard so many people say. She was kind of really just trying to wait for the Jubilee. After the Jubilee,
held out until Jubilee.
Exactly. After the Jubilee, she didn't really have anything to hold on to for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and her husband died as well.
Well, exactly.
So she was just sad.
That's rough as well.
Yeah, that is rough.
Imagine your husband dying, or in our cases, girlfriends, because we're men.
Girlfriends, yeah. Well, could be your husband if you're a man as well.
Yeah, true.
Inclusivity.
Not trying to get cancer.
I remember... before we're famous.
Yeah.
I remember, because like, yeah, I don't really care. I was like, it's sad, but you know, she's an old lady and it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I remember like people being fucking up in arms about it. And I was just like
people who didn't even know her, like just bawling their eyes out.
Like, she has no idea who you are.
Yeah.
Like, and I got in trouble at work.
Why?
So I used to work in a pub, like near to me, and it's like a proper old man pub. It was a nice pub, like proper but old English like
geezer.
Yeah, like you get like the brickies and the plumbers and the sparkies coming in after work. I'd be like, "What mate, how's it going? Yeah, 2 pints of Foster's, please. Not too much foam on the top." we just and we had. So at the time as well, the pub was being done up, like being painted around the outside, and there were the painters. I played cricket with them. They're like father and son, and they grew up in that area, and that area is very nice, and they are massively conservative, and you know, I've heard one of them make a few comments about certain things, and I'm like, oh, you probably shouldn't say that, and whatever. But yeah, turns out massive like royalists like really love the royal family.
Both of them.
Yeah. And so the day of the funeral, it was on the TV in the pub. So when they were walking from, where was it? From like Westminster they were walking from somewhere to somewhere. Or I don't know. They sat down and they were watching it, and then you could see they had Harry, Prince Andrew, and then is it not Philip? Who's the other one? Who's the other brother?
Harry?
No, not Harry. The bald
William.
one. William, that's it. So they had Harry on the left, Prince Andrew in the middle, and William on the right. And one of the decorators pointed out, he was like, I wonder why they've put Prince Andrew in the middle of the two brothers, like walking along. And I was just sat behind the bar, like watching it kind of with them because there's nothing else to do. And I said, keeping him away from the kids in the crowd. And I got a few like chuckles, and they both just turned to me just like, it just gave me like the fucking worst stare ever. Like I didn't feel bad. Stop breaking my guitar.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop touching it now.
I didn't feel bad because it was funny, and everyone else laughed.
And he is a nonce.
But he was like, they were both like, you shouldn't make jokes like that, mate. Like, at the end of the day, that's his mum. And I was like, okay, but like, he's still like likes children. So
regardless of whether he's at a funeral or not, he's still.
I understand he's upset, but also don't expect me not to take the piss when you like kids.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So October, as we were just saying, the energy bill crisis hit because it had been like in the news for a while when Russia invaded the Ukraine, because obviously we get a lot of our oil and gas from Russia, and then we couldn't use it because we're not going to support a war criminal.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. And like we were saying, like, we're very lucky in the sense that for us, it's just a case of, you know, be cautious about when you turn lights off when you leave the room, and maybe don't put the heating on as much and whatever. Whereas for a lot of people around the UK, like,
struggling to feed their family.
Either they had to choose between buying food that week or putting the heating on. So either you choose between starving or freezing. Like, it's not a great situation.
And if
for
you're
a lot
not going
of
to put the
people.
heating on, then you have to buy blankets and stuff if you don't already have.
Got to
them.
wear layers, and it's not comfortable. It's not
sucks.
great. Yeah, it's awful.
It's really
and
bad.
then it's also things like, you know, if you can't turn your boiler on, then you can't have hot water. So then you can't like shower, like, you know, you can't shower or wash yourself or anything. So you're just kind of living in like just grime, and it's ropes for a lot of people. And the support from the government has not been excellent, and especially during like the last 2 weeks where it was like -5, -4, and was absolutely free. I mean, last week when we were up here, we could see our breath when we were talking.
Yeah, like literally the whole of last week, I was just sitting in my room. Like normally, I am firmly against getting under my duvet until I'm ready to go to sleep.
Yeah,
I've got 2 things in my duvet.
Yeah,
and I'm wearing a blanket.
Yeah,
and you can see your breath.
I did that during that week. I had 2 duvets on. I had this blanket on, and then I wore 2 pairs of socks, and then like when you play sport and you have like the thermal skin thing, wore one of those, wore a t-shirt, and then wore 2 hoodies, and I was still cold.
Yeah.
And to be fair, like my there's that whole meme going around of like, oh, when your dad finds out you've turned the heating on, he's like, what are you doing? Like, it costs so much money. It's obviously a funny joke, but for a lot of people it's very serious. I'm just very lucky that my dad was just like, while you're downstairs, turn it on. And he also bought me, the radiators in my room are completely broken and they don't work at all. So he's bought me like that oil radiator thing, which is pretty good. But yeah, he was very nice in the sense that like, look, it's going to be cold. Like, we'll work out money and stuff later. Just turn it on if you need to. But again, very lucky to be in the case of like, we can worry about it later, because a lot of people can't worry about it later and like only have that much money for the month and can't spend it all for a day of being warm.
Yeah.
It's getting warmer this week though, which is
thank God.
Nice around Christmas as well for these people who can't afford to put the heating on.
Exactly. Last Saturday I had to leave for work at like 6:30. I was wearing like 5 layers. I was wearing thermals on the bottom, and then I was wearing my work t-shirt, then a fleece, then my like work coat, and then my puffer jacket on top. But I wasn't allowed to wear my puffer jacket on the shop floor, so
yeah.
I was allowed to wear my fleece, luckily though, which was
nice. I'm
glad they said I could.
What else happened? Oh yeah, the Kanye thing. Kanye kicked off. He's
was that only in October that he fully kicked off? Because I feel like he's been kicking off
He's been kicking off for
months.
a while, but like when he made that speech where he was like, Adolf Hitler did some alright things, which he didn't, obviously.
Which we all know.
Apart from Kanye West,
it's unlikely that Kanye knows something that we don't. I think that's fair to assume.
Yeah, I don't. That divorce has sent him spiraling I don't understand.
Kanye needs to go back on the meds.
Just shut up and make your music. Like, is that bad? I don't know. His music's good. I like his music. Just shut up and keep doing that, and be a nice person. Don't have to be a knob all the time, especially not racist or anti-Semitic, considering you are part of one of the groups of people that Adolf Hitler hated, and now you're supporting him like that. Ropes.
Yeah.
Different ropes. November, Matt Hancock went on I'm a Celebrity. So for those who don't know, Matt Hancock was the health secretary during the pandemic, and he was the one who set out all the guidelines and rules, basically saying you can't see your family, you can't do this, you can't do that, and a lot of them were wrong and caused a lot of trouble, and a lot of people suffered and died because of them, and also because of his negligence, a lot of people, couldn't go and see their nan when they were dying of COVID, or I don't know, stuff like that, right? So,
and then also broke lockdown rules by cheating on his wife.
Yeah, cheating on his wife, broke lockdown rules, which is never good. Don't cheat on your wife, or anyone for that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it caused a lot of trouble, and also, fucked the NHS over, completely overworked them, didn't give them the supplies they needed, for whatever reason, probably because he was too busy spending all his budget on cocaine at these parties that they were having. And then
it's always the posh people.
It's always posh people doing coke.
It's always like people in power that do coke.
Yeah. But I guess it's like a status drug, isn't it? Like, if you're rich, wear a suit to work, do coke, and
make bags.
Yeah, and then so he went on this show called I'm a Celebrity, which is basically where they get a bunch of... He resigned, first of all. He resigned after he cheated on his wife.
Which was like 2021.
Yeah, so it happened ages ago.
Yeah.
But he's sort of been sat quietly, and then went on I'm a Celebrity, which is a show where they get a bunch of celebrities in the Australian jungle, and they make them do disgusting challenges, or they have to eat sheep's testicles, and they have to
I couldn't do that. I could only feel my nuts when I was if I was biting into that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't say that. Oh, that's
that's what I'm thinking. Whenever they bite into it, I can feel it in my nuts.
But they also do things like they'll lock your head in a box and pour spiders on you, and
I'm
stuff like that
as well. That would suck. I couldn't do it.
No, I hate spiders too much. I really hate spiders.
Yeah.
But he went on it. And basically his idea was that he wanted to prove that politicians are just people too, and are just regular Joes. But you're not, because you ran the country. That doesn't make you a regular person. As soon as you're a person of power,
as someone with a lot of responsibility,
and then proceed to fuck it, and then also fuck someone who wasn't your wife.
Yeah.
And do you see that clip? He was chatting to this comedian called Babatunde. And he was Babatunde was kind of trying to be nice and so what happened? Come on. And he was he was talking about the secretary he cheated on with, and he was like, oh yeah, but I fell in love, and that's such a wonderful thing. And I was thinking hang on, how does your wife feel about this?
Yeah.
At the time, and then the comedian just goes, bruv, you didn't just fall in love, you were grabbing Bunda. It was Bundesliga back there, and you look at the footage, and Matt Hancock goes in for this kiss, and he doesn't put hands on the waist or be sexy, just straight arse in hands.
He's like Mark Zuckerberg, Matt Hancock. He's like a lizard person / cyborg / just full on robot.
His eyes blink sideways.
It's like the president in Inside Job.
Yeah. No, that episode in Inside Job where they go to the reptilian games or whatever, that ceremony, and Mark Zuckerberg's there.
Matt Hancock should have been there.
Yeah, fucking, he's a knob. But basically, he went on the show, and annoyingly did his job, and a lot of idiots watched him and were like, oh, actually,
he's not the right guy.
He's not the right guy, he's lovely,
he's
isn't
a twat.
He? Really?
People died because of him.
Yeah, and he also then walked away with I think it was like 400 grand or something for being on the show.
400 grand?
It was ridiculous. He came third. It's so shit.
That's outrageous. Because what I would do with
400 grand probably
budget of hookers and cocaine.
Hookers, cocaine. Not hookers though. We don't cheat.
No.
We are loyal.
We also don't do drugs.
We don't do drugs. Well, No,
We don't do
we
drugs,
don't do
Ben.
drugs, and also you guys shouldn't too. They're not good. The World Cup started, which was a big thing because it was held in Qatar, which is a country in the Middle East, and it was the first time a football tournament has ever been held in the Middle East.
Not only is it illegal to drink alcohol, but it's illegal to be gay.
It's illegal to drink alcohol. It's illegal to be gay. It's like almost illegal to be a woman.
Yeah, basically.
Like if you're a woman in Qatar, you have no rights. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Also, the death penalty is still a big thing. Like if you're a woman, you can't drive.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. The human rights out there is non-existent. Also, it's a whole thing. The FIFA's hella corrupt because they've given it to this country knowing that they have an awful human rights record, and fans probably wouldn't have the best time out there.
Yeah.
But they've done it because they offer them a bunch of money, basically.
They built like 5 stadiums or something.
Yeah, they built 5 stadiums, and also like 60,000 people or more died building the stadiums because they're all migrant workers who are paid literally nothing.
Wait, 60,000
Yep.
people died?
Yeah.
Oh, mate,
more than that, I think.
We're getting to like war crime territory.
Yeah, it's
like,
ridiculous.
That's got to be like, that's borderline genocide.
Yeah, but like...
From the state, like from the country.
But, you know, they were like unpaid workers and they died so we could watch football for a month.
What, and they were, I bet, I wouldn't be surprised if they were like all undocumented as well,
Yeah.
so they could just go like, oh, who cares?
I'm not paying you because you're not on any records or anything, so there's no proof that you've actually done any work. Yeah, it's fucked up. It's really fucked. And then also it was worse because David Beckham was then paid like 10 mil or something, or something like that, a big number of monies, to like promote it and go around saying that, oh, Qatar's a really nice place, come visit Qatar. Which is awful from David Beckham because he's always been like a massive
human
rights guy, and also huge on like gay marriage and equal rights. You know, back in like the 80s and 90s when it was still a bit of a touchy
probably more
thing.
so 90s Beckham.
Yeah, and then what was worse is as well, you had all the commentators on the Premier League talk about how awful it is, but then obviously they all got paid money and shut up and went out to Qatar to commentate the games.
Yeah.
Like Roy Keane, Gary Neville, all those guys.
Yeah.
Also, as well, because it...
I'm stopping now.
Stop breaking my shit. Qatar's in the Middle East, so obviously it's like fucking hot. I've been to the Middle East. I went in October a couple of years ago.
Lucky man.
Went to Bahrain. It was lovely. It was boiling though. So held in December to try and keep temperatures down. But obviously then December is when the Premier League is like a big thing. And all other football around the country, around the world.
Mm-hmm.
So everything just had to stop for like months, and it's debated like, will it affect players' performance? Like those who didn't go to the World Cup, they've had more time to train. Are they going to be better or are they going to be worse because they've had no time to play actual games and all that stuff?
They fucked it. FIFA fucked
Basically,
it.
it was from like I don't know what standpoint, but it shouldn't have gone ahead. And it shouldn't have happened because it was bad. That said, the actual like football side of the tournament, like, was amazing. Like the actual football was great. Like you had Saudi Arabia beat Argentina, which was ridiculous. Japan beat Germany. Japan's kit was also based off an anime, like a football anime.
Was it?
And they proceeded to win in it. Amazing. Some other upsets happened. But yeah, like Germany, Belgium, and one other big country, like, didn't make it through to the round of 16, and we had Japan there, and who else did we have? I had Morocco, and Morocco went miles. They got to the semi-finals, first African country to do so. Ridiculous. There were so many upsets. England, I'm still sad about, because, like, I was so annoyingly confident, because this is the only England squad I've ever known. Like, I didn't really like football until like 2-3 years ago. I just couldn't be arsed. So like the whole, Harry Kane, Jack Grealish, Mason Mount, Declan Rice, like Jordan Pickford, all those guys, they're my England squad. And I've only ever known them to do well in competitions. Like we've got to the semi-finals in Russia, and then we got to the finals in the Euros
Mm.
in England, which was very good. Lots of penalties, but so I'm here thinking like we've consistently gotten better, and we're playing really well. And then I looked at our group and I was like, we're gonna win the group, and we did. And then it came to us beating France, and like an idiot, because I always talked to my dad about this. My dad's a big football fan, and he was like, I never have any hope because I've only ever known England to lose, and just there's no point. And I'm like, you gotta have some optimism. You gotta have some optimism. And then I watched us lose to France, and I was like, oh well, maybe he's right. Like maybe. And to be fair, I think we got massively fucked over in that game. I think the ref was shit, massively shit. Like completely unfair. Like I think Harry Maguire got fined because he said that the ref was bad or something like that. I'm just we can still I'm still gonna be hopeful. I'm still gonna be like, yeah, next tournament we can definitely do something, and I don't see why you shouldn't be optimistic. But I'm so annoyed because I really thought like we would have gone further than we did, and it was just like, oh, it was awful. But Argentina France final, Portugal got knocked out. Quarterfinals. So I think he said it was going to be his last World Cup because he's old. Next World Cup he's going to be like 40 or 41.
Who, Ronaldo?
Yeah, he's old now. And
same
like
with Messi though, he'd be like 39. He's 34 now.
See, now this is the
36
difference.
actually.
They both said like they retire after this World Cup, so they were both like gunning for it. And Ronaldo, when he lost, didn't like shake anyone's hand. Didn't, say like, oh, okay, well, I guess you just got to suck it up. Just walked straight off to the changing room and just cried. Like, you got to have some respect. But then Messi, like an absolute fucking goat. I always liked Messi more than Ronaldo. Sorry, it's true, he's better. Won it, well, him and Argentina won it in quite possibly, like, the best game of football I've ever watched.
It was very good.
It was so good.
It was a very good final.
It's just, 2-0 up by half time. And then Mbappe, I don't know what he did in that halftime changing room.
Just switched it on.
But just turned on the burners, scored 2 goals, then scored a third in extra time. And then it went to penalties and they lost. And France's penalties were appalling. They were absolutely, shockingly shit.
Thing is, though, I don't really think they've got any players that are, like, particularly, like, outstanding at penalties. Do you know what I mean?
Not that I know of. I don't follow French football.
Yeah.
But, like, imagine being Mbappe, like, you're 2-0 down. You score 3 goals to bring it back for your team. You run circles around these defenders who are all world class, and you're only like 21. You score 3 goals at a World Cup final. You're clearly the best player on the pitch, and you still lose.
I've got one more point because we have to wrap it up. I need to go soon. Rex Orange County, innocent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's innocent. That came out today.
Literally today or yesterday.
Yeah. Innocent.
I was happy about that because
I don't really like his music anyway.
Do you not?
I don't.
I like Rex Orange County. I was just really upset to hear that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, he seems like such a nice guy.
Mm.
And then it's not true. There's apparently a lot of evidence to say. In fact, there's like CCTV footage backing like his side of the story up. Like I didn't do any
That's
of
good.
that.
Because I remember at the time as well when it all came out, and then on TikTok there was a bunch of like really small indie artists who were like, "Oh, so your Spotify playlist is shorter now because you can't listen to Rex Orange County?
Yeah.
Listen to me. I'm so and so, and I make music like him." And I'm like, a girl's just like probably been raped. Like, I mean, she hasn't, but like at the time everyone was like,
Possibly,
"Oh my god,
yeah.
A girl's possibly been raped, and you're using it as an excuse to promote your music." Like
that is crazy.
That's poor.
That's Kanye level stuff.
Yeah, that is.
All right.
Maybe not.
We ran through the year.
That is the year. Are you excited for next year?
Fucking no.
No? Why not?
No. Because like I'm basically an adult now. Like I gotta
We gotta do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta do stuff.
I don't know. I reckon I spent the middle bit of this year, like summer, like really lost of what I want to do. But now I've got a bit of a clearer picture of like goals and stuff. So I'm excited to finally like have a clear idea of where I want to be headed and like do some work and try and make a life for myself basically. Yeah. You excited for Christmas in 2 days?
No.
Do you reckon you'll get any gifts that you want?
I didn't ask for anything. I don't want anything.
That's a bullshit.
I swear to God, I asked for
Such a cop out answer.
I asked for socks and pants.
Fair, I did ask for that.
All my socks have holes in them.
Yeah, same.
This pair even has holes in them.
I might just buy a pair of odd socks just to really hammer it home.
Yeah.
No, I asked for a couple of things. I asked for like some games and a book and like like some albums or something like that. But I don't think my mum always says, "Does your mum do this?" Where she's like, "Oh, it's a bit like small this year, you know. I haven't gone too crazy." And then you wake up and the front room's just stacked with presents, and you're like, "You've lied again.
Yeah.
You've done it." Yeah, it's gonna be weird because my sister's not here for Christmas and my grandparents aren't either, so it's just me, my mum, and my dad. So I reckon me and Dad are just gonna drink heavily and play darts.
Yeah, I think I'm happy that I don't have family coming around this year.
Fair.
Because I could just stay in my PJs.
Your family's massive though. Yeah, I could not hack that. My family's quite small. So.
We have like 15 people around on Christmas. My house isn't big enough for 15 people. It's barely big enough for 6 of us.
Ropes.
Yeah. 5.
Anyway, that is going to be the end of the episode. Thank you very much for listening. I hope everyone has a good Christmas if you celebrate. If not, happy holidays and have a good New Year as well. We're looking forward for 2023. Odd Socks 2023. We're going to reach 10 million subscribers.
Yeah. And by the end of 2023, that's our pledge. That's our 2023 pledge.
We're going to make so much money. It's going to be great. We're going to get a studio and lights and whatever.
Yeah.
But for now, we're still in my room doing this. Probably will be for a little bit. But yeah, thank you guys all for listening. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Awesome.